What's up, y'all? I had to go live because the police was just called on me right now. They're trying to get me committed. I don't like going live on this channel because actually I don't like using it, but this is the only channel that I can go live on. I cannot go live on my other channel because that one obviously is shadow banned, just like this one too, but this is the only one, like I said, that allows me to go live. But it's a lot of stuff that people are doing, you know. Um, they really believe that somehow I am just this monster. They called the police on me. They tried to get me committed because that's what these people are doing. And, it's just sad because you got your own motherfucking people doing this shit. Y'all just mad because, like I said, y'all shouldn't have woke up in ancient and then now you having a hard time putting them to sleep. I was cool, minding my own business, and y'all are the ones that started to fuck with me. Okay. Y'all started to fuck with me. All right. And that's just the reality of it. So, two policemen just left not too long ago. Actually, I want to say it just took place like about maybe 45 minutes ago. But I'm in a relaxed state right now, so I'm okay, but I'm still heated. Like I'm fuming inside. You understand? And I'm gonna say something, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be controversial, but I just want to be clear that I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to encourage domestic violence or any type of abuse or anything like that. But you guys have to honestly count the cost of what you're doing. You know what I mean? And it's sad that I see why these men snap on a lot of you women today. And this is not the case for all of you, because I know all of you women are not doing this. But when you plan with somebody's food and you're putting bodily fluids in it, what do you think is going to happen? When a woman decides, and the crazy thing is that if this is someone that claims to love you, why would you think it's okay for you to put blood in your man's food? I don't care if you are a girlfriend, a wife, a sister, a friend, colleague, auntie, cousin, whatever. Why do you think it's okay to do that? Why? And then you wonder why these men be snapping on you, because your witchcraft does not land the way it's supposed to, or at least it does not last the way it's supposed to. It's a sad thing though. It's witchcraft. And that's what literally that's what y'all doing today. Everybody likes doing witchcraft. And you think it's okay for you to put blood in somebody's food? Ew. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. That's wrong. That's wrong. And not only do you put blood in somebody's food, because at the end of the day, if you're at that age where you cannot bleed anymore, then you know what they're using. And then I guess that's okay too, right? To put shit and piss in somebody's food. I see why they be snapping on y'all asses. Because your witchcraft can't control them that long. Especially when you got a real one that's strong. That's why I say y'all can't manipulate me like how y'all manipulate these other dudes out here in the streets. That's just, at your every beck and call. You can't. It's a shame because, I know that that's how they took out UV. I know that they took him out like that. His sisters did. And if you guys don't know, there's a show, they just canceled. Well, they didn't just cancel it, but it's canceled. So it's not going to be brought back. I think it's only like 3 seasons, 2 to 3 seasons, I believe. And it was called The Wheel of Time. And basically the premises of that was about women who basically were, and like I said, this is not towards all the women, because I know that there's women out there who are wholesome. They're not witches. They're not playing with blood or playing with their bodily fluids and putting that in their man's or even their sons, just any man's, any boy's food. You understand what I'm saying? Or trying to put their essence in them to control them and manipulate them. I know that that is not the case with all you women. So this is not me me decrying you, every woman. That's not that. Okay. But getting back to what the Wheel of Time is or was about. Basically the women were controlling the world with power. Okay. All of the elements. And the men were the ones who basically were not capable of housing or being able to wield the power, because at some point it will, make them mad. It's nothing shy away from, if you've seen the Eternals, that you remember the Eternals, if you've seen it, it's a term that they coined called Mad Riri, something like that. And it's basically an Eternal who basically remembers their memories, and they end up becoming mad. I think Athena, the great warrior goddess or whatever, was the one who was experiencing Mad Riri, because she had memories of her past lives. You understand? And it's interesting that I'm saying this, and you guys know that, like, that's what I've been talking about. Like, that's been my focal point a lot, as of course demonic possession. But this is just really what I want you guys to understand, that and I'm trying to say this without like trying to make it sound harsh, or like, oh, I'm trying to come down on all women, because like I said, I know all women are not like this. But but when you playing with somebody's food and you putting blood in it, bodily fluids and stuff like that, come on now, y'all. And then y'all want to turn the arrow on me and make it seem like as if I'm the one who's doing dark shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not putting blood in nobody's food. I'm not touching nobody physically. I'm not doing none of that. That's what y'all doing. Y'all do that stuff, not me. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do none of that. So it's a lot of projection going on. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of projection going on. You can't try to turn the mirror on me, because guess what? Like I said, I'm standing in the frame of my house, and my glass house is all busted out. So I ain't got no choice but to sit up here and look naked and stare at you like you stupid, because you really think that nobody can see your damn glass house. We can see straight through it. But you can't try to make me be the excuse for your fuck ups. I won't be the excuse for your fuck ups. That's not fair. Let me go back to the Wheel of Time. So, anyways, the women were controlling and manipulating these elements, which is this power. The men basically were deemed in the world to not be strong enough to be able to manipulate and wield that power, because if they do, they usually get corrupted by it, and they end up going mad, going crazy. So they always have to send the women down to gentle him. You understand? So this is really what it's about. It's female takeover. And a lot of these women are so mad, and they have a vengeance. You know what I'm saying? So they don't mind being, especially the so-called black woman, she don't mind being second to the white woman. You understand? Because that's who ultimately who the enemy wants to parade around as his trophy wife, his ornament. It's just like in slavery. Like, it's the same exact thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. Just like in slavery. You understand what I'm saying? So y'all are still living out those demands from the slave masters. That stuff has never died, which is why you still try to keep their last names. You understand? You want that to continue on, and the only way to still reap benefits, and this is just not with women though. This is with men too. And I'm talking about specifically, this group is black people. So-called black people is what I'm talking about. The fact that you would sit up there and you think it's okay for you to take on and try to get reparations, right? Like the only way that you can get reparations is to basically adopt and take on the identity of your slave masters in order to be able to even just get something as simple as a job. And that can be flipping burgers or anything. You just want the opportunity and the ability to still make money. That's it. But it's a sad thing because you still sold out in the end. You did. My whole morale of bringing that up, the Wheel of Time, as well as referencing Eternals, is because when their witchcraft does not land and it does not work, they're not able to manipulate you. These are some of the things that happens. Okay. They called the police on me. They're trying to get me committed into a sanitarium like they always do. But I already told them, I said, okay, great. Yeah, we had an argument, this and that. Yeah, because I know what you guys are doing. You're not going to put cocaine in my fucking urethra. And I know you did it. How you gonna try to tell me that I'm overreacting and doing this? Anybody who's in this program already know how this shit go. You're not gonna do it. I would have been okay with your ass putting it in my ear, in my nose, all of that. Like, why that? Oh, we just need to get it into your body. But you already knew that you fuck with people's head, and then you do all this stuff to people, and then you don't expect them to have a reaction to it. This is spiritual warfare. This is psychological warfare. This is an attack on somebody's mind. But then y'all want to call me crazy, demented, unhinged. You understand what I'm saying? But why do you want something from an unhinged, crazy, demented retard? Why? Why you want life force? Why do you want potent power from a retard? Because I don't think the Most High gives retards power. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think so. If I'm a retard, right? But I can play that card too. I can play a retard. So anyways, let me tell you a little bit about the story that happened. So I woke up livid because I was pissed, because I already knew. So I immediately go to the two people that's here, my mother and then my sister. And I let them know, I know what you guys are doing. I know what you guys have done. You need to stop. Of course, I started cussing. I started doing all of that. Because at the end of the day, when somebody's being drugged at an astronomical rate, what do you think is going to happen ultimately? They're not only being drugged, but there's a lot of witchcraft involved. There's a lot of psychological warfare tactics being used. You understand what I'm saying? So what do you propose the victim should do? And I'm not a victim, but I'm saying there are people who have succumbed to it. I haven't succumbed to that, but I only use that in reference to the ones who have fallen to it, because if you're a victim, you either missing or dead. And that's just the way I call it. I'm a survivor of this stuff, and I'm still surviving what they're doing to me. So I'm a survivor. You understand? But I'm just saying, for those people out there who's going through this, what do you propose the person do? They supposed to just play it cool? Huh? They supposed to just play it cool? Oh, okay. And just be all right with y'all putting cocaine in somebody's motherfucking urethra? Huh? That's okay? That is okay, right? Somebody tell me that I'm wrong for saying that. Somebody tell me that I'm wrong for saying that. Because I know I'm not. Y'all think that's okay? That's not okay. So we got into an argument. You know, of course, I said a lot of things. And see, by that point, I am a boiling pot. You understand what I'm saying? So it takes a lot to get me there. But when I do, I'm an atomic bomb. And I'll be the first and the last one to tell you, because I know me. But I try to give people chance after chance after chance after chance, and I try to reason with you. And I don't want to go like that in that direction to the point where I'm yelling, cussing, screaming, and doing the same thing, meeting you where you stand. I hate doing that. But when you playing with somebody's food, when you putting stuff in you understand what I'm saying? What do you think is going to happen? Okay, I'm supposed to just remain cool. That's automatically is going to have some type of psychological effect on my brain. So automatically I'm gonna be turned up. Anyways, which is what you guys are banking on because you need me to turn up so you can have justifiable cause to call the cops and get me committed, which is what they tried to do today. So I said a lot of things to both of them and they deserved it. I don't care what nobody say. I'll repent for it later. And I mean that because y'all was wrong. You was wrong. Dead ass wrong. And I'll be the first and the last one to tell you you was dead ass wrong. Because all I do is go to bat for people. You understand? There was no need for you to think that it was okay for you to put blood and bodily fluids and drugs in my motherfucking food or even in my body. But it's okay. I'll lay there, go to sleep, and I'll let you do the stuff because I already know at the end of the day, it's going to come back on you because you've been misinformed by your brothers and sisters of the cult. They lying to y'all. I already know their plans. I know their ins and outs. I already know how this stuff ends. I know. Y'all the one that's misinformed and deceived. I'm not. And you mad at me because your little witchcraft and stuff is not working. Well, come harder. Y'all know y'all got a heavy hitter. They should have told you. So we arguing, we throwing, jabs back and forth and stuff like that, and ultimately, she called the cops. And I'm telling her, like, look, you're going to make that bad on yourself because they're going to come here. Cops hate coming for a domestic issue anyways, especially if you are in LA. They hate coming for a domestic issue, especially if they ain't getting no play. You understand? They want to get play. They come out because they want to get play. They hate getting called to come out because they don't do their jobs anyways. They're suckers, crackheads, drug addicts, their damn selves. So they hate coming out here. They do. So you calling for what? All because of what? I'm arguing, mad, cussing at y'all because y'all witchcraft shit ain't working on me. And I'm throwing water on you. I did. I don't give a damn. You needed a motherfucking baptism. I sure did. I threw water on her. On my sister. Oh, that's assault. See, but they didn't. Once they came, they tried. The coon cop whispered to the Hispanic cop, "Oh, well, no, yeah. Let them know that they can actually, file a police report because that is still assault if you throw water on somebody, right? Okay. So, they told my sister, well, if you want to file press charges, then that's okay because we can still take him in. That's not something that we usually do. Yeah, exactly. That's something that you guys have to think of on the spot. Like y'all was already put into a disarray the moment you stepped on the scene because you knew or thought that you came to tackle me down. Mind you, I opened up the door and let them in the house. I sure did. I ain't got nothing to hide because it ain't really me. It's these two motherfucking broads sitting up here doing this mess. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I opened up the door, let them in. I was very kind. I was still talking my shit because, of course, they still talking their stuff. I was letting them know, like, you guys need to have some couth. Put a damn bra on. Close your legs. Put a damn shawl or something over your damn kneecaps. The men can see straight up your damn legs. And y'all sitting up here doing your little witchcraft bullshit. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. And I already knew that they wasn't going to take me because I was not in the wrong. I was at liberty to say everything that I said. Yeah, my approach was not okay, which is why I'm going to still repent for that because I still was disrespectful in the manner, and I'm not that type of person. But y'all will drive people to that point. You understand? It's only so much that a person can take. And y'all have to know that. You can't light the dynamite and then think it's going to be a dud. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot light the dynamite and think that it's going to fizz out and be a dud for what you needed to be a dud for. No, it's going to blow. But you think it's going to blow in your favor. No, it's not. It didn't even work in your favor. So they called the cops. They didn't do shit. They were pissed off. They were trying to even get me to get committed. Even the cops, they even suggested that you press charges. And I told her, I said, go ahead and press charges because I did throw the water on you. So if that's what you want to do, then so be it. You told me I'm not your brother. You didn't cuss me from A to Z, said I was this, said I was that. You hated me and all of that. I just told the truth that you did kill your motherfucking husband. You took him out with your motherfucking vagina. Absolutely you did. Oh, you didn't think that people do that? Absolutely they do. What? You're the only one in this family who has successfully done that. That's your fault. Nobody told you to do that. But you made a decision to survive. It was either you or him. And you chose to survive. Now you have to stand in it. I'm not going to stand behind you with that. Because you killed somebody with your motherfucking hands. You spilled blood. Not me. Not with these hands. You did it though. You know, so there was a lot of jabs being thrown. Left and right, left and right, left and right. You know, and then here you go. You got my motherfucking sellout mother talking to, you know, my sellout sister, her daughter, telling her, oh yeah, press charges. Go ahead and press charges because you want me committed so bad. And it's a sad thing because people don't really get to see your heart of gold because they want to see the monster. Because if they can see the monster and always forever know that you're going to be a monster in every situation that they stage for you to be put in, that's the only way that they can benefit from it. They don't want to know that you have a heart of gold. They don't want to know that you have compassion. They don't want to hear that because their minds is already set on you being evil, demonic, and all that. Yeah, they called me all types of devils and Satan and all that. And I keep on telling y'all, y'all need to stop comparing me to Satan. That's actually an insult. I'm worse than him when I need to be. Y'all need to know that. Because you're not going to sit up here and do this. There's too many people who done lost their life in this damn program. You understand what I'm saying? Who never received coverage. Them the people that I still live for and still breathe for. My heart still beats for justice for them. And I mean that. As long as y'all still doing this to people, you still got this program going. And I don't got to hear nothing because I don't make deals with devils. I made it plain. I did a PSA on my damn other channel. You understand what I'm saying? And I made it plain. I said that I want y'all to dissolve this program. But we know you ain't going to stop. Well, what do you think I'm supposed to do? My heart beats for justice. Absolutely. That's why it's so hard for you guys to make it stop. And I even was so kind to try to go gracefully and peaceably. You guys were the ones that keep on doing this rah-rah BS. Y'all keep doing this. I'm telling you, y'all keep doing this. Y'all are only prolonging it. It ain't me. It ain't me. Because I don't want nothing y'all got on this damn earth because it ain't going to matter in the end. It ain't going to matter. There's no type of money you can pay me. There's no type of honey you can try to feed me. And you most certainly cannot entertain me. And y'all already know that. That's a lost cause. And like I said, I don't make deals with devils. The hell I look like? We don't do that. But I'm going to stand in position. I'm going to stand correct in my office because I'm mandated to do so. I understand. I ain't got no problem with leaving, but this is what I know. I want to ensure that when I do go, y'all will know that you're going to have to stop. I'm going to be the last one you do this to. Y'all will dissolve the program. You will dissolve the program. And I'm not asking you. That's not me asking you. I ain't making no deal with you. I'm not negotiating nothing. You will dissolve the program. Oh, who are you to make demands? Who are you to make demands? Find out. Find out. And I ain't going to do nothing. Find out. They should have already told you. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not sending no type of dark, cryptic messages by saying that. I'm just letting you know. Find out. Ask them. Ask them. Because if you guys are trying to find me guilty of the things that you're trying to find me of, the way you guys are really saying it, you understand what I'm saying? Then why am I not locked up? Why not? Y'all not going to continue to keep doing this to people. So I had to bring up UV. You know, I know that he had already died. But, you know, and Father rest his soul, and his sisters took him out. And it's a sad thing because you know how they took him out was with their blood, menstrual blood. That's what they do. Y'all good for doing stuff like that. That's why I'm saying I don't understand why you want to do this to these men. And then you wonder why these men, when your witchcraft does not land, why they end up snapping on your ass. That is your fault. That is your fault. This is the same thing. And here's the thing. I've been eating the food. You understand what I'm saying? I've been eating the food. I've been drinking the beverages. You understand what I'm saying? Just to show y'all that, okay, great. Yeah, I'm eating everything. I'm eating y'all. Y'all put y'all essence in there, even though I know it, just to show y'all, like, look, this is the type of stuff I know you guys are doing, which is evil and nasty and disgusting. But hey, I ain't have no choice, because if I don't eat my own food that I buy and you guys taint, then it doesn't matter. I can order food. I can go and get the food. Like, they already are ready. You understand what I'm saying? With their tactics. So it's going to be in the food regardless. You understand what I'm saying? So I was trying to actually make it easy on you guys. But the reality is that y'all keep on giving me a reason to not go swiftly. You do. You do. Because I ain't done nothing wrong to y'all. Except for tell you the truth. Except for be what? Your nightmare? Your worst nightmare? You can't put the blame on me. It looks like y'all don't want to accept accountability for the things that you've done. And it's a sad thing. I'm glad I made that video yesterday on my other channel about not time continuum, but about, time travel, and how, a lot of us in this program are basically time travelers. The real ones though, and we're already existing in the future. They're not there. And that's the whole reason why they're pissed off and they hate you, is because literally they feel like you are existing in a time zone that you don't need to be in. You understand? Because they already know the time zone that you are originally from and where you come from. You understand? Of course, the future, you should not be here. Like, they don't want to know that the events leading up to their demise, they don't want to know that. You understand? So that's why they hate you. And they look at you like that, because they're like, what the fuck? Like, you're a waste of space. You know what I mean? Because why are you here? We don't need you to tell us that what our end is going to be. We just want it to happen. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how they feel, And here's the thing. As I'm saying, that's understandable. It's understandable. But at the end of the day, the Most High is the type of person that will still, he love you that much still, enough to actually even give you a warning to let you know that your ass ain't gonna be in the future. And this is why X, Y, and Z leading up to that. They just want to kill you and get rid of you. You understand? Because they don't want to have to ever even think about that. And then their minds are so warped and fixated on, deception, so much to the point where they're thinking about, well, I'm gonna basically be able to carve a timeline for myself in the future, when the actuality is that you don't even exist in the future, because you're already non-existent. You don't exist. However way you want to contextualize that, so you don't exist really in the future. I'm talking about the evil ones. They don't exist in the future. That's why we're here, and they're mad, because we come back, we travel to the current past today, literally, just to let you know and make sure that those events leading up to the future happen smoothly. Y'all mad at us for actually trying to warn you and let you know, but the reality is that it's really the Most High who's letting you know, and that's who you're really mad at. And then they want to always come down and say God this and God that, because that was their biggest thing. Oh, God, that's not godly. You cussing and doing all this and doing all that. Oh, I guess godly putting cocaine in somebody's motherfucking urethra, and also putting it up their nose, putting it in their ear, you understand, putting it in their food, and putting menstrual blood as well as feces and as well as urine in their food. That's okay. That's godly, right? That's godly though. Is it? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying, somebody tell me if I'm wrong. That's godly though? And you gonna talk about me saying what you gonna tell me what's godly and what's not, because I'm cussing at y'all and putting you on the spot, holding up a mirror in front of you. And like I said, this is my favorite line, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. Y'all get up every day. You wash your ass, You clothe your body, but before you walk outside that door, you look in the mirror, don't you? You see what your get up looks like before you step outside beyond that threshold, huh? You still don't know what you look like. You still can't see your real true reflection, can you? But y'all authentic. Y'all empaths though, huh? Y'all godly. Y'all compassionate. Y'all are loving, huh? Right. Check your reflection. I ain't got no point but to stare at mines every day. You guys make sure of that. That if, without a shadow of a doubt, if I've ever forgotten who the hell I am, y'all make it clear that I ain't got no choice but to look at my damn reflection, don't I? And I do it every day. I pick up my own cross and wear my own filthy rags because I'm entitled to that. I have to be the bearer of that. Not you. I don't put the blame on nobody on this damn earth. I don't even put the blame on him. And I say thank you because I already know it's for my good. You doing it for my good so that you can perfect me. In the end, we already know it's for his good, but I'm just saying it's so that I can be corrected. And I know that. But y'all not gonna hold me responsible for your fuck ups. You ain't gonna make me be the poster child or the walking billboard because you are too ashamed to pick up your own cross and walk with it. You are too ashamed to wear your own filthy rags. I'm not responsible for that. So I'll be your precious nightmare. You understand what I'm saying? Because it takes a lot to be a villain, if that's what I have to be. Nobody likes being the villain. You understand? Everybody want to be a hero though, right? Everybody wants to be a hero. When we know that that's not the case. It's more villains than there are heroes for real. But it's okay that you don't see that I'm actually a hero because I'm not your hero. That's why I'm your villain, and that's okay. But I am other people's heroes, which is why I was sent down. The Most High made sure that I touched down here and help. And I don't care what nobody say. You can get mad, you can thrash, lash out, carry on, rage out, do whatever you need to do. Pick up a damn four-wheeler, I don't care. Drive it up a mountain, I don't give a damn. Because there's nothing you can do to stop what the truth is and will forever be. I don't need to be your hero because I know I'm not everybody's hero. But if I'm most people's villain, that's okay. Because the job that I have is very tough. I don't think any of you can be able to stand or even so much as walk in my boots. Just like I couldn't walk in yours. You understand? I couldn't. But most of you who's doing this to people, raging and driving us to madness, y'all will never, ever be able to carry out the way that we've been doing. And the only reason why we are still sustained today is because of him. Because I would have lost my mind a long time ago. The fact that I'm even still able to articulate. I haven't even told my full story because it's like, damn, it gets so fucking bad to the point where it's like, I don't want to do nothing online. I don't want to be there. I don't want to engage. I don't want to do none of that because it's that bad. Your own family members hate you. And they want to put you as, like I said, the walking billboard and the cause for their fuck ups and their inability to want or seek truth and change. Because if you know the truth is going to change you, and that's just it and that's all, there's no going back. Yeah, I didn't fail. And I'll be the first one to tell you, and the last one, because I don't hide nothing. What you want to know, all you got to do is ask. I'll tell you. See, y'all really think that I'm really mysterious like that, but I'm really not that mysterious. I'm only that mysterious because at the end of the day, you can't give everything out to people. No, I've done the research. I've done the necessary healing, and I've done the necessary searching of the scriptures and everything. I've done the fucking work. And I have sources. Why do I have to give that out to people who has the exact equal capable brain to be able to do the same thing? You got, working neurons up there to be able to do it. I'm not going to give you everything. For what? For what? Why would I give you everything? Because then there will be no reason for you to think that you need to go and do the work for yourself. And then on top of that, especially if you don't have good intentions on actively applying what I've taught you, to actively go and search, get it in your head, you understand what I'm saying, and be changed by it. Not through my words, though. I don't know what to do with y'all anymore. You understand? I do not feel connected anymore. I never did, really, to this earth. You understand? In the sense where it's like, this is my home. I already know that this is not my home. Y'all have made plain that this is not my home. You made that plain. And, they look at us like that in a sense because they feel like we're a waste of space. We're taking up space because they're like, well, you guys came through the gate of the matrix. And their thing is big on trying to protect the gates. Okay. And to ensure that, they stop this whole time travel thing. And I told you guys about Jacob's ladder. Like, that's what that is. It is exactly that, and they're big on that because they hate time travelers, because they already know that this is the past, because there's nothing new under the sun. We are the current past of yesterday. So yeah, we are today's current future past of yesterday. That's what we are, literally. So these are still the same people. They're just in different bodies. That's why you can trace these same people. You can trace their phenotypical characteristics back to other ancestors in their bloodline that look exactly like them. Like, what do they say? The doppelganger thing? All of that. Yeah, because they're the same people. Same people. Same people. You understand what I'm saying? And they hate people like us because we bring that to the forefront. And just by me being born into the world, it's like they feel like, and not just me, just all of us being born into the damn world, they feel like we literally disrupted, you understand, their flux of just peace in hell, and that's another thing that my sister was saying. She kept on saying, oh, you're going to go to hell. You're going to go to hell. You're going to go to hell. I said, newsflash, girl, we already in hell. The fuck you talking about? And that goes to show you that you don't know shit. Because this is hell. Okay? This is. And y'all are confusing hell and the lake. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't tell me that I'm going to go to hell and you already in hell and I'm in hell right now too with you. You understand? And y'all putting us through more hell. Cranking up the temperatures and shit. You understand? And then you're going to tell me that I'm going to hell. Look around. This is Hades. Hello. You have been misguided and fooled. Then she going to go on a tangent, start saying that I'm doing black magic and I'm killing everybody. See, and I told y'all, this is what they keep on saying. Oh, I'm killing people. If you, like I said, if you pull up my record right now, who did I kill with these hands? But then you got to say this. And this is how I play with them. If you guys really believe, because I know you guys are not going to outwardly come out and say that I am killing people with my mind. You're only going to say that stuff in symbolism. You're going to say it in code. You understand? And all of that. Compare me to Jeffrey Dahmer, like I said. Compare to Marilyn Manson and all that crap. How? How? And then on top of that, if I did all of that, why am I not in jail? Why am I not in jail? Exactly my point. And if you believe that I was able to actively do that with my mind, to kill as many people as you saying that I did and have done and still quote unquote doing, right? Then you need to be in the same sanitariums that y'all been trying to throw me in, don't you? Because do you believe it? Do you believe it? It's funny how they love to try to make scripture or biblical you know, prophecy and things like that be of truth. You understand what I'm saying? When it's convenient for them. So you don't deny that it's people on the earth that has that ability to do that. You understand? Who has literally powers. But you're fucked up. You fuck yourself up by saying things like, oh, well, that's not possible. And then, oh, I'm crazy. And this is why I told you guys, like, the system of psychiatry was very, very strategic. And the system of psychology, because they needed to create something like this that was so sophisticated in today's modern world, so that back in the day, they couldn't have that same thing happen, you know, in the biblical days where, you know, of course they called you crazy and all of that, and they put you in prison and stuff, you know, and they would kill you then too, you know. But today they have the system of psychiatry. You understand what I'm saying? They have the prison industrial complex. You understand? So they have means to try to pretend like they are trying to facilitate you or reform you. But the reason why they want to do that is because it's a cover up, because they don't want people to know that the Most High is still connecting with his people, and it's through here. So you have to come up with all of these psychological terms and, you know, mental diseases and things like that, just so that you can still debase any of the things that proves biblical sound doctrine to be true. And you know that. So I think it was very smart of the fallen to do that. Very, very smart. I'm not giving them props or nothing like that, but I'm saying y'all think y'all slick, but it still don't work. Because not even that was able to stop the Most High from still connecting and getting to his people. Because these are active miracles and active encounters that are really happening to people. And it's funny because you guys only allow for that to be used when you want to use it for your benefit. Just like those fake pork chop eating fucking preachers on the damn pulpit. Like, y'all want people to know that it's real, that it's there, but you don't want them to believe. Oh no. You want them to know, but they shouldn't believe. You understand? That's a difference, because it's one thing to know, like I said, but it's another to have understanding about what you know. That's what true wisdom is. So y'all think y'all slick, but you're not. You only created the system of psychiatry just so that you can try to throw people like me up in there, because you know already that these are biblical prophecies that have already, you know, panned out to come true, and they've been coming true. Like, come on now. You can't be mad at me. Y'all just looking for an excuse. Y'all just looking for an excuse. You can't be mad at me. You cannot. Because at the end of the day, what did the Most High allow? I ain't got that much damn power the way you think that I do. I don't. Because if it was up to me, and the thing is that this is how you know that the Most High is still in control. Because if it was up to me, and this is why judgment is not given to us, to nobody, no man. Because if it was up to us, we would show mercy to no one. And y'all know that. We would show mercy to no one, which is why judgment can only be carried out and handed to the one who created it. And that's the one that you're mad at. But you don't believe him. You don't believe he exists. You don't believe his words. You don't want to worship him, but you want his power, right? That's the secrets. Y'all want the secrets, right? To manipulate the earth here. That's what you want. And that's so low vibrational. And this is what I've been trying to tell y'all. That's so low vibrational. If you really believe that you just want power to do what exactly? To manipulate the earth? So that you can what? Get what you want out of people, manipulating people all around you. Oh, I want to be in your face. I want you to love me. I want you to do this. I want you to give me that. I wasn't doing none of that. See, no, I wasn't. My heart beats for justice for people in this damn program. And it still does, which is why I'm not dead, and they've been having a hard time. They've been trying to OD me for the longest. I even was trying to go swiftly. Was taking their little edibles that they made for me. I told you guys I made a live back in April of 24 when I was in Maryland, okay? They were gassing my room, spraying down my motherfucking bed with chemicals and things like that. You understand? The same chemicals that they give to somebody on death row or euthanasia, they were giving to me and putting it into an edible, and I ate them. I ate the whole bar. My veins, of course, I started seeing it, you know, coursing through my veins. My heart began to slowly but surely shut down. And there were some things that I saw as well, which I won't display or even so much as talk about. But even that was interesting. And I don't want to say it like that because I don't want it to be like, oh yeah, but it was beautifully interesting. It was a sight, for me, and an experience. But I thought that I was going to really go. I was ready. My heart didn't stop. And they're mad about that. But like I said, y'all mad because you woke up an ancient and now you can't put his ass back to sleep. Whose fault is that? So I guess I am needed for some people. Not all of you though. But I am needed for some people, because if not, I would just be an unnecessary cause. And if I was such an unnecessary cause, as you guys want to say, then why is it the Most High has allowed for me to run amok on the earth like this then, as you guys call? How is it? How is it? Somebody explain to me. How? Exactly my point. I'm done playing with you guys. You understand what I'm saying? They just tried to get me committed today. It did not work. And like I said, I was laughing. I was playing with the cops and everything, and they were laughing. They got prepared because he put his gloves on and everything. But I opened up the door. I will let you come in. Absolutely, come in. I haven't done anything. These are the people who's assaulting me. I'm the one who should have been filing a police report about assault. But I ain't got time to play them little games, psychological games. Like, oh, nobody did anything to you. You're overreacting, blah, 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 blah. Come on now, we've been down that road. And this is the reason why I don't have to go tit for tat and meet you guys where you stand. Because I done already displayed so much. I don't need to use the court systems or do any of that stuff, because at the end of the day, it doesn't work for me that way. You understand? And people think, oh yeah, you're just a killer. You just want to kill people. You want to annihilate the entire cosmos. The blah, 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 blah. Y'all are funny. Meanwhile, it's okay for you guys to keep people's minds under siege. It's okay for you to commit human trafficking. It's okay for you to commit child trafficking, to rape people, to, electronically assault people, use microwave pulse weapons to stop people's hearts, to cause aneurysms or any type of, ailments that can potentially lead to death, and has led to deaths with a lot of people who's been put into this program, unfortunately. That's okay. And I just thank the Most High that he still has allowed for me to have some semblance of a sound mind to be able to articulate this stuff to y'all, because they have been trying to override it. They've been trying to hack my mind. And my thing is, like, if I'm retarded and dumb and stupid, why you want power from somebody that's dumb and stupid and retarded? Why do you want to spotlight somebody that's dumb, stupid, and retarded? That don't make no sense. And then y'all even look dumb trying to argue with a retard. You look stupid. And it just proves my stance even more when you do that. Your attempt failed. It failed. They tried to do it yesterday, actually, because yesterday was a ritualistic day as well. They always do things usually like on the 2nd, on the 11th, on the 20th. You understand? They always do that. And of course, it's the summer solstice. So of course, they're big on sacrificing this time around. They need that solar energy. Absolutely. And they think that they're going to set me up and be able to get that mess. But no, it's not happening. Y'all gonna have to come a lot harder than that. You already know. They should have told y'all that I'm not just some everyday type of nigga. I'm not. And excuse my language, but I have to say it like that. I'm not just some everyday type of nigga. And they be trying to deem us like that, like we're nothing. Oh, I'm a bum this, I'm a bum that. Why? Because I don't want to sell out and work for y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with working. That's not the point. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not going to do what y'all doing on feet. I'm not going to do what y'all doing. I'm not going to use my intelligence to try to drive somebody else crazy. I'm not doing that. All I'm doing, like I said, I'm just a mirror holding it up. And I can't, like I said, I have to say this again. Y'all look in the mirror all the time because y'all vain. Anyways, you don't see what you look like and you don't see your reflection staring back at you? Huh? Or is it just smoke and mirrors? That's not my fault. If y'all would have done better on the earth, then guess what? The Most High wouldn't have had to use people like us. You understand what I'm saying? And you're mad because guess what? I thank the Most High every day. You know why? I had to look like y'all. That's why I'm a mirror. I'm literally your reflection, and you are forced to stare at it. And I'm going to make you stare at it. That's why I had to look like this. I had to come like this just to show you. You must count the costs. Count the cost. Is it worth it? Is it worth it though? Is it really? No, it ain't. I could have been great, whatever that means, if I wanted to, if I would have did what they told me to do a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? I would have been great. And they're mad at me because they can't control me, they can't manipulate me, and they cannot put me down. They can't gentle me. And that's not my fault. Get some real power heavy hitters then. Oh, but you. Hallelujah, it's him. I ain't nothing. I told you that already. And I ain't had to even break a nail. Yeah, y'all done sent attackers after me. I got jumped by 3 Caucasian people on the train. I told you guys about that. That was back in what, 23 of April again. You understand? They always serendipitously, you know, try to do things around that time, either during the spring equinox, of course, the summer solstice. And this is just what they do, you know. And they're working overtime. Like, these people do not take breaks. And I'm supposed to take a break? Oh, please, just stop. Just stop. Like, that's what they're telling me. Please, just stop. Just stop. And I will. And this is what I'm saying. I'm willing to. Y'all the ones that keep this mess going. You are. I'm not the one that's doing nothing. Y'all the ones doing this. And then on top of that, you're going to keep on doing it to other people. I didn't come down here for nothing. Like I said, you're going to stop doing this to people. I want the program dissolved, and I'm not asking. I'm not negotiating. I don't make deals with devils, and I already told you that I want the program dissolved. Y'all about to stop doing this to people. You done ruined a lot of people's livelihoods with this, and you done killed a lot of people with this program. And you've done it sneaky, slyly, and you thought nobody knew, but you know you did. And you think I don't know? I know everything that goes on this damn earth. I do. Dissolve the program, and then I'll leave. And like I said, it's not a negotiation. It's not me asking you, and that's just it, and that's all. Because I'm gonna tell you something. As long as you guys keep doing this, damn me, because I'm built for this. There's other people, unfortunately, who has succumbed to it, and they're not as strong as a lot of us. But I don't mean anything. It just means that, you know, the Most High wrote them off and it was their time to go. I don't know what that call is. That's a robocall. All they do is stay calling me. They got my number spammed, all these fusion centers. And I just like, you know, and it's a sad thing because I have all these so-called people who's supposed to be my friends and family around me. And it's like they're looking to me to try to provide them a way out, like a timeline. Because once again, in the future, a lot of them are not there, no way. So they're looking to a lot of these so-called target individuals who, and I only say that because I don't like using that term. You know, if you're persecuted, you're persecuted, and that's just reality, you know, but they're looking to you to try to provide some type of extension of life on this earth for them. And that's the reason why they're using you for that reason. And they're tethering from your light because they already know what it is. And then they try to use you, you know, hold that as a crutch over you to say, oh, well, God wouldn't do this, God wouldn't do that. All that Jezebel shit. Remember that time when Jehu came? And she gonna say, oh, have Zimri peace, he who slew his master. Like, what the hell? You didn't set up here and kill all these men and did all this, and then you gonna try to say, oh, well, did Zimri have peace when he slew his master? Like, as if that's gonna stop Jehu from getting you. Like, stop. Y'all can't do that and play that game when you know what you do in the dark. You know what you're doing. You know you taking literally people's life force. You know you are. And that's my thing. And then what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to be okay with that? And sometimes I can't even turn on my laptop or my phone because I already know, sometimes because I will get an emotional arousal from that, especially if I know that it's real, because I'm able to sift through what's real and what is a show. You understand what's fake because they like to predict people's, especially if you are persecuted in this program, they like to predict or try to send those same type of curses that's played out in these caricature shows and these scripts on the news. Those are really curses that they're trying to send to us because that's how they want us to really die. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of those, I'm not saying all of them, but there's a lot that is pretty much, like I said, emblazoned over the real stuff that's really taking place. And of course, they're not really documenting that. But death is the first thing and the only thing that the news covers is death, horror, destruction. Isn't that something, right? That's all they cover is that. And a lot of it is being brought on by them. They're the ones who's allowing this. They're the ones who's praying, taking counsel, doing the death rituals, taking drugs, and participating in it just to ensure that these people die the way that they want them to die. And that's my thing. You think I'm supposed to just sit up here and be okay with that? I'm supposed to be okay with that. Oh, yeah, well, you can't do anything about it. I'm not trying to play God. That's not the thing. I'm not trying to play God because that's the thing that they do. Oh, I'm supposed to be okay with that. No. And ain't nobody trying to play God because there's only one real true Elohim, and I don't give a damn what nobody say. So ain't nobody trying to play God with nothing, but I know what I'm mandated to do. You understand what I'm saying? And furthermore, like I said, I need you to dissolve the program. Y'all are going to stop doing this to people because y'all messed with the wrong one. Y'all thought. And I really believe that the program was really designed specifically to hunt down. I already told y'all that, which y'all know, the 144,000, the elect, as well as the 2 witnesses. You understand? That's what this was about, this program. Okay? They want to be able to still monitor you because they have to put drugs into your system. They have to poison you and do those things because they need to tether from your light that you have. And especially if you are already operating in your powers that the Most High have given you, because we all have superpowers. I've seen, okay, just a screenshot that someone had put up. And I don't know what happened to that person. And I don't even know what happened to, the evidence that they had posted up. There was a screenshot, okay, which was basically showing the files of a lot of us. And a lot of our names was on that list. And they were saying who was, they had all of our IQs, they had all of our so-called superpowers, right? What we were capable of doing, whether we were telepathic, they had the, how much of a danger we were as a telepath, whether we was at, a low level, or I guess the best way to put it is like lightweight, midweight to heavyweight. That's the best way to put it, but they had it down like that. And I already knew, but I was just like, damn, like you posted this up. So y'all really do know that we have superpowers and the program was designed for that because they need to try to control that power on the earth. And if we're calling down plagues, we're crying to our Father, and automatically he's hearing our cries, and this is happening in hell on the earth right today, they need to be able to try to manipulate that and stave that off to try to redirect that somewhere else. That's the reason why it'll go somewhere else. But it does them no justice doing that because at the end of the day, whether you stop it from coming to your city, it's going to come anyways back. And when it does, it's going to come back 10 times stronger. So you better off just taking the effect when it comes right then and there, as opposed to trying to redirect it and send it somewhere else. Like, oh, okay, just as long as we can keep all of the plagues from hitting America or hitting certain, locust points in America, then we'll be fine. But no, you're sending that somewhere else. And that also is a whole big underlying, issue with a lot of nations. It is. Because y'all play with crafts. And then you're redirecting a lot of the plagues that's happening here, and you're sending it to other places as well. And that's just more overtime work that more warlocks and witches got to do. You understand? I don't have that type of fucking patience. I don't. I'm too lazy to do stuff like that. I'm too lazy to sit up here and try to follow somebody around, go by a script, look on my phone just so I can meet synchronicity with this person. I'm too lazy to do any of that. Oh, I know somebody right now, but you ain't too lazy to kill, huh? You ain't too lazy to kill. Like, that's what y'all think. You ain't too lazy to kill, huh? That's what you do best is kill. You're a killer. And what are y'all? How many folks then y'all done killed, huh? How many skeletons are really in y'all closets, huh? Or up under your bed? Don't play with me. I told y'all better play with yourselves. Don't sit up here and try to say, oh, I can count your skeletons, but you got more than me. And I ain't even got no real skeletons. Because I ain't killed nobody with my hands. But y'all have. Killing people with bodily fluids and all that other type of stuff. I haven't. I ain't shedding no blood with my hands. Because if I did, I should be in prison, shouldn't I? Why am I not in prison? Why? If I'm such a murderer, if I'm such a killer. And that's my thing. Y'all need to stop. Like I said, dissolve the program, and then I'll leave. It's not a negotiation. It's not me asking, because I don't make deals with devils, once again. So dissolve the program, and then we'll see. But I'll know if the program is dissolved. Trust me, I know, because I understand what's going on. I'm well aware of what's going on this earth. You understand? Even if I don't talk or communicate to certain people, I just know. I don't need to go through people to get information. You understand? I go directly to the source. And when you're a real seer, you understand, you see in such a kaleidoscopic way where you're seeing it from many different angles. Like all your senses are amplified. It's heightened. You can see them in every sense, really. You understand? So that's what happens when you're a seer. It's like, I don't need to see just in dreams or just see them in visions and things like that. And that's why I'm glad that the Most High has allowed for me to not really see anything in my dreams, because I don't want to see any of that stuff. But the good thing is that I can see them in many other different ways. You understand? So I don't need to see them in dreams only. Like, that's not the only way you can get prophetic messages, you know. And another thing that they don't like is the fact that my artwork, you know, my digital artwork is even prophetic, which is why they can't afford for that to actually even go, you know, live. They don't want a lot of my artwork out because a lot of my artwork is prophetic as well. I literally prophesied about the damn fires in Pasadena and Altadena, the Eden fire. Yeah. If you go on my Instagram page, okay, you'll see I posted that artwork called The Burning Ones, April of 2024. Now the fires happened January 2nd, I believe, of this year. Okay? I'm gonna just say January because I don't remember the exact day. But yeah. So they don't want people seeing none of that, because they spooked out about it anyways. And it ain't me, like I said, that you got to be afraid of. You should be glad that the Most High gave me this, you know, this like face. You know what I mean? But I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. Oh, you want other people to be miserable? No, I don't. I don't want people to be miserable, because you bring the misery upon yourself when you do evil, wicked ass shit like this. So I don't want you to be miserable at all. Misery is only determined by what you allow for yourself to slip into. And I'm not a part of that. I don't bring misery to people. I simply am only showing you your reflection. Now, whatever you take from that, if you go bananas and nuts and do all that, hey, that's on you. Get your spirit right. And then they want to come down on me. Everybody always looks for a fucking excuse. We always have to be the excuse in our communities. That's the reason why y'all want to kill us, because we're the only ones who's going to be able to basically fertilize your earth. It has to be people like us here, because we are literally fertilizer to keep your earth growing and keep it in flux, okay? To keep this dark hold up on people's minds. You need people like us. You need our light, because if you don't get it, then yeah, destruction ensues, which is inevitable. Can't do nothing about that. So it's still going to happen anyways. But you guys figure you want to, buy time. Hate to say it, but that's it. Y'all tried to get me committed. That's not the first time. This is the second time. This week, you understand? And this month, really. I know that there are going to be several other attempts because they're determined to get me, locked up in an institution so that they can put all of their antipsychotics in my head to try to reform me. But really, they want me to have like an aneurysm. They're just trying to shut down my brain and stop my heart. That's really what it is. Because when I was taken down by the cops October 2nd, the piece that I put up on my other channel, my secondary channel, which I titled Pigotry, subtitle October 2nd, 2024. I told you guys, like, that day literally is just remembrance of when the LAPD, it was like 6 of them who came at the corner of 105th and Avalon, because I remember it was a busy day, and that was a ritualistic day. Remember, I told you guys the second they do things like that, either in 2s, 11, 2s, 20s, like that's what they do. So, and I'm a twin, so duh. But that's what I'm saying. That's what they do. But yeah, so that was a whole big old thing. I won't go back into that. But yeah, they put me in an institution then, and they're mad about that because they wasn't able to stop my heart in there, and that's what a lot of them were doing. They had all these people in there who had Bible names, which I knew they all was going by a script. These people were not who they say they were. They were all actors, because I even knew a guy that I went to high school with. I was an underclassman then, but still, I remembered him. I don't forget a face. They already know that. I don't care if you are in costume. You know what I mean? I just know. And even if I don't make it known to you that I know you there, does not mean that I don't know you're there. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Because they like to play that too, with that whole, Peter Stormare, the guy that played the devil in Constantine. That was him. What were you doing in Hawthorne? Why are y'all sending celebrities after me? Like, that's crazy. I'm not even nobody. Peter Stormare, really? Don't you live somewhere? I don't know where you're from. Don't you live in the Hollywood Hills or Santa Monica Hills somewhere? I don't know. What was the point of sending you? I mean, I know the little joke. I got the joke, of course, and I got it real quick because I knew it was going to be you. And he was pissed because I noticed him. They always get mad when you notice them. I thank the Most High for that gift of photographic memory, because I just have that gift. I will forever remember a face. A name I'll forget in an instant. But a face I'll never forget. Even if you age, even if you try to age backwards, right? Through technology, through plastic surgery, you understand, through hormones and whatever else type of scientific, augmentation that you guys can come up with. Whether you got makeup on, whether you got a costume on, like I said, I'm gonna still know it's you. There's no way that you guys can try to do that. And like I said, just because I don't make it known to you that I know who you are does not mean that I don't know you're there. You got to be kaleidoscopically aware. I keep telling people that. That's how you have to think. That's how you have to be. It's sad, but the reality is that it's not about being paranoid, because it's not paranoia. I think Dave Chappelle said it best. He said that what good is a black man without his paranoia? And, of course that was a joke, but, I understand what he meant at that time, so paranoia is not unhealthy. You understand? It can be healthy. Oh, yes, it can, because it can get you, to really, be able to start reflecting on who really is in your corner and who is not. So paranoia is necessary as well to the human condition. There's nothing wrong with it. I think that they use that, they weaponize it in such a way and attach these stigmas to it, to the point where anytime you hear the P word, people are like, oh, damn, you're crazy if you're paranoid. Paranoid, crazy. But really, paranoia is definitely healthy to the human condition. You can learn a lot from paranoia, okay? I'm done. I didn't ramble. I wanted to let you guys know that I did not want to get on here and do the live because I don't really use this channel, but since I still have access to it and this is the only channel that I can actively do lives on, that's why I did the live, just to let you guys and update you on what's going on. So, you know, they've been trying to commit me. Chances are, I don't know, you know, if it's his will, I don't know. It's gonna really come down to me. You understand what I'm saying? It's gonna really come down to me, you know. So I dodged that bullet today. You understand? So I thank the Most High for that, for giving me victory over that. Like I said, I'm definitely going to repent, because at the end of the day, you understand, I said some really harsh things, but, you know, what do you expect people to do when you driving them to this point? Like, come on, it's only so much a person can take. Like, and then you guys, it's funny how a lot of you person, I got to say this, it's funny how a lot of y'all perps, okay, who's doing this to people and driving them mad, y'all got the first and the last thing to say. Oh, well, just act like it doesn't exist. Show no emotion. And how you gonna try to fucking reprimand me or even give me any type of admonition about what? And you doing this to me? You shut up. I'm done. To the people out there who's suffering in this program, hey, you have much more power than you think. You have much more power than they believe that you have. They just want you to believe that you don't. And really, they just want your power to manipulate it and be able to use it on the earth. Because what else are they going to do with the power? Like, think about it. Why else? Why do you want somebody else's telepathic abilities, especially if they are a holy vessel? Why do you want their telepathic abilities? What good is that going to serve you on the earth? You understand what I'm saying? As a wicked person, what good is that going to serve you by having the telepathic ability to do that? See, y'all always want the abilities of the Most High. You want the power. You want, you know, everything that's attached to that spirit and that holiness, but you don't want to serve them. You don't want to work out your own salvation. You don't want to work for the power. You don't want to do the research. You don't want to listen to sound doctrine, but you want everything else attached to it so that you can manipulate the earth and use it for evil, like y'all been doing. And I wonder why I'm not so easy or quick to give up the power. There's not no one on this earth that I have found that deserves it. And you think my family does? So that they can do what with it? Manipulate people and get what they want out of the earth? Vanity. But y'all love quoting Solomon, right? Yeah, y'all love quoting Solomon, huh? And he already told you that all of that is vanity. But that'll be the first and the last thing y'all quote is Solomon. You Masons and Eastern Stars. He was rich, he was rich, he was rich, he was rich, he is a king, he's a king, he's a king. My brother said it well when he said that y'all are nothing but kings and queens of captivity. Absolutely, that's exactly what y'all are. Kings and queens of captivity. Still a slave, but with money. Nice clothes, nice shoes, nice houses, nice cars. Notoriety and status. Freedom to roam hell. But still a slave. I'm done with y'all. Get out of my face.